You agree, blame the white dude. Well, I mean, it's not even a case of that. It's just, it makes the most sense to me. You know? It's, you know, what would it be? Like, the most logical explanation. So, Robinson has a motive. Yep. The Mexicans... I mean, the Mexicans could still be angry, in my opinion. But the Chileans were left on by accident. I think that the Mexicans blew up the mine as sabotage over the whole Barcazas deal, and they're trying to buy the mine fell through. But I don't think they were then motivated to murder. The train didn't go to Doncaster, we know that much. It is not sunk then, so let's change this as well. Cannot be sunk. They used the barges to get the railway ties across. They had to flood the quarry in order to be able to do that. That's how they had to get the ties there without going along the whole railway network. So the railway goes to the mines. Okay. Which means it never passed Chesterfield. So either the drunk station master sent that, you know, Morse code message, or somebody else did it, found his Morse code reference sheet and tried to do it, but they were drunk as well and buggered it up a little bit, saying, yeah, it's moved on, just to try and throw any investigation off, right? So, Miss Chesterfield rode into the mines, Robson has motivation. The Mexicans were angry. Cannot be sunk barges. Why isn't this time back together? Do we have to go with the Mexicans have no grudge? Why didn't this tie back together? Because I still think the Mexicans are angry. Oh, yeah. The mine detonation was concealment. So yes, it's in the mine. I forgot about that one. There we go. So it's in the mine, and it's because Robinson is a swindler. It won't accept a Chileans left on, though. Without it being a Mexican trap, so we'd have to have no grudge. But then it doesn't pull together to be anything, and I don't think the Mexicans did this. I think they were angry still, and that's why they blew the mine up. Oh no, sorry, they didn't blow the mine. What if they did? What if Robinson just wanted to hide the prototype in the... Oh, that would be horrible. But they were accidentally left on board. Could you imagine that? Robinson was like, oh, I'll just go and hide it in the mine. They'll never find it in there. And then the Mexicans come along going, we're going to blow that mine up and stop the Barcazas from enjoying their new mine shaft. How would the idea like that, you bastards? They blow the mine up after the train's been hidden in there. Oh no, that would be awful. To me, this is the solution. I want to see if I can speak to Robinson, though, before we do anything else.
It's a scandal.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
So we now just have to pick this. Okay, boom, done. God, it's taken me 2.5 hours over from yesterday's hour or so on this case as well to finish this one. This was a big case. There was a lot of places to go to. I'm impressed with it. So, how do we want to punish this guy? Blind justice or Mycroft's indirect approach? I don't know what Mycroft has planned. An accident, probably. Because we don't know that he intentionally wanted to hurt the Barcazas guys. In fact, you know, he would have rather they'd been alive to pay him his extra 10%. Still doesn't change the fact that they were actually, you know, involved in this. And he must have utilized the Mexicans for that. Yeah, that's it. Sherlock, he really likes to involve Mycroft. He's loath to let Mycroft have his moment in the sun, you know. That's like saying to Mycroft, older brother, I need you to help me fix a problem. Sherlock doesn't do that. You're absolutely right. Blind justice. To the tower with him.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have Mycroft and his tedious political game. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our other option is the local constabulary.
Yeah, Mycroft could get something
and
out of
advice
this.
from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. All the same,
yeah, but
I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently, without any talk of politics.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Nothing. I only want to stop our dear Mr. Robinson before he realizes we have cornered him. Let us go.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a guilty party, who cares if there's a scandal? He needs to put his picture up on every billboard across the nation. He needs putting in the village stocks and pelting with rotten fruit and vegetables.
We must ask you to remain here until the police arrive.
The police? But why?
You are one of the suspects in our case of the vanished train, which, by the way, involves the death of all its passengers.
What?
Well, not all.
Is this a joke?
But some
I
of
can
them.
assure you that it is not.
This is outrageous. You don't know who you're dealing with. I am an influential man, and you shall regret this.
We know perfectly well who you are. We also know where the train is. The police shall be happy to find it. And as for your exclusive sales contracts...
Mr. Robinson is a financial swindler. With the aid of his minions, he sealed the train and his fake machine. Oh, it could have been a fake machine. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. It might not have actually been a real machine to begin with, which is why he wants to destroy it, so they can show that it's not. Because I was just thinking he would have actually sold it, surely, if he had something revolutionary. You could ask anything he wanted for it. But I'm selling it at a bargain because I'm a humanitarian. Yeah, right. It's a fake machine. I didn't think of that. So it's under the collapsed mine to make a fortune from multiple contracts on an insurance claim. The decision was made to contact Lestrade and allow the police to perform their loud and swift justice before Robinson can plan a new swindle. Okay, well, we'll accept it. I'm not going to look at the ending, like, as if it's actually true or not. Not until the end of the game. Because I don't want to start second-guessing all my other case conclusions, right? I think the next one's one of my favourite ones as well. 2% of people solved the case the same way, and of those, 62% made the blind justice call. Wow. Oh boy. Either we got it really wrong, or we're just very smart. I think we're very smart. SMRT. Bloodbath. Yes, this is the good... Oh, this is a really good one. I like it. But it's the one that has a solution I do remember. And I remember being cheesed off by it because it makes no sense what the real one is because I picked the wrong one. And I'm still going to do it now out of sheer spite. But I'll let you guys see how it goes.
Holmes, what happened?
Deathly pale, sir.
I feel deathly.
Oh.
Look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Wrathful Monk with the host. 21 viewers, dude. Thank you. How's it going, Monk? How are you today? There you are, sir. Salute to you. How are you? How the devil are you? It's been a while. I haven't had a chance to pop into your channel for a couple of weeks. What were you streaming today? And hello to everybody from Wrathful Monk's community. I'm Iron Wolf. You alright? Awesome. I'm Iron Wolf and we're playing Sherlock Holmes and Crimes and Punishments. And it's pretty good. We just finished a case. You've just arrived at the start of a new one. Sherlock Holmes is dying. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just having Watson on. You know what Holmes is like. Ghost of a Tale. Oh, really? How do you like that? I've heard good things about it. Tell you about this game. This is really good. If you've seen The Council or Vampire, they're very similar to that because they're made by the same publisher. I don't know if it's the same developers, but maybe from the same development pool, or some of the developers are. And you basically go around the world. You get a case, you go around different locations looking for clues, and then you string them together to, like, form conclusions. But sometimes you can pick different routes and get different potential solutions. So you have to try to deduce which ones are the real ones and which ones are fake. But in this case, we've just started, and Watson has come to find Holmes deathly pale, and, oh, Watson, I feel horrible. So, it's an impossibly beautiful game. Oh, if you're still going to be streaming that for a while, I might pop in and have a look at that next stream. And it's a puzzler. Oh, great. I do like puzzles. I should play it. Nice. Messed up his 7% solution, I suppose. So yeah, we've started a new case though, and Watson has to check Holmes and find out what's wrong with him.
The temperature appears to be normal.
And the tinkly noise you might be able to hear over my voice is the ice cream van going down the road. Now I want ice cream, damn it.
The pupil is dilated.
Holmes, you've been on the drugs again, haven't you, sir?
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
It's loud. I've got my front window open though because I have to close this one because of the obnoxiously loud dog next door but one, and now the guy who lives behind me has decided to spend the summer constructing something in his back garden. There's been a cement saw going constantly. So if I don't have that one open, I have no fresh air up here because it gets very stuffy in here with all the computers and the lights. You want a chalk ice? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we need to check the pulse. How does this work?
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Oh, I need to actually push a button. It's a rhythm game.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
Antidote.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Oh, he's trying on an experiment.
Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
You usually inject the dog with this
Hemlock
stuff.
and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
Dude.
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and
It's
so on
suddenly
and so
fine.
forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in
Not going to
imagination,
judge somebody's
Well,
preferences
no, I'm
there.
not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
Oh, those guys
Oceanic.
again.
Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in
Ooh.
politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Watson's just thinking, you said you just took hemlock. How are you walking around right now? Okay. Join Lestrade at Strand Lane. What have we got over here? Did we get a... Oh, so yeah, for those who are just joining as well, just to re-explain some of this stuff, this is your case book. These are the first two cases we did. The Fate of Black Peter, who was a whaler. We did this on Monday. It was harpooned and stuck to the wall. And this was the one we just finished, the Riddle on the Rails, which was a train that vanished in the mist as it approached a station, and we couldn't find it. You can check, as it says here, whether or not your conclusion was correct, but you don't have to. So we're not going to do that yet until the very end of the game, and then we'll go back over them and say, did we get any of these right? How's the geography on their London map? This one's also a little bit sketchy. Oh yeah, Monk, as a Brit as well, you would probably be just as equally like cringed as I am. The Riddle on the Rails one, the map of the railway line and the names of like the towns along it, they were in entirely the wrong place. It was like, oh yeah, so Nottingham is just further up off the map north, and it's like, this is Chesterfield, this is the next station, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, Chesterfield's north of Nottingham, not south. And then it's like, then there's Doncaster, and I'm like, Doncaster's actually northwest of Chesterfield. What the fuck? It's terrible. So I don't know why they did it. It's... oh. But yeah. Okay, whatever. So yeah, you can review your choices though and see whether or not you got them right. What did we get for the souvenir? A train whistle. Cool. We don't, however, have an echo. That's interesting. There's no news clipping about us fingering Mr. Robinson for the whole thing. Interesting. Was the map upside down? That's what other people were asking on Monday. No, yeah, because London was still in the south. It was like, is it rotated wrong or something? It's like, no, it's still kind of southeast, which is not quite, but you kind of track slightly east as you come south to London from the Nottingham area. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the map of London's kind of okay. I'm not sure if that is where Strand Lane is. It looks roughly close to it. So, yeah, I think that's all right. Okay. Oh, hang on, there's letters here. It will be in here. And yeah, this is a Focus home game. Because they were the guys who did Vampire and The Council as well, which we played on this channel. Both of them are really good games. I recommend them. They're so good. Vampire just added a sort of a story-based mode as opposed to having the very super hard combat attached. It's toned the combat difficulty down a little bit more so that you can really enjoy the story. Oh, Mycroft complaining to us. And Styx, yep. That's another one. I've got that game. I got it as part of a bundle, and I've not played it yet. I forgot about that. Oh, no, I didn't. I got it on the Xbox. That's why. I can't stream that because I don't have a capture card. Sherlock, dear brother, you have made the most terrible mistake once again. You are quite aware of who exactly Mr. Thomas Robinson is. Well, I shall tell you, not only is he a well-known inventor and a valued member of society, but he's also an official government negotiator for technical development. And now that he is in prison, we shall have to find another inventor. Oh, he was inventing stuff, all right. Stories, I think. Take a look at what you have done. I believe that you are blinded by so-called justice above all things, yours, Mycroft. Bugger off, Mycroft. Vampire is on your wish list? Oh, you need to treat yourself to that if somebody doesn't. It's a good game. The voice acting in it is just on point. It's so good. The fact that Mycroft is whining suggests to me you got the right solution because Mycroft is occasionally dirty. Yeah. Also, if we got it wrong, he would know and he'd be crowing in our face right now, right? He would, wouldn't he? I mean, he's only bitching about the fact that we lost a negotiator for trade and invention. Not that we got it wrong. Like, you've accused the wrong man, Shirley. No, we haven't. Alright, let's go to Strand Lane Baths. Let's see how this goes. Although I don't think in this game he ever actually calls Sherlock Holmes Shirley. Which, to be honest, if I were Mycroft, I'd be that kind of arsehole. I totally would. I'd call him Shirley every day of the week. Although I must admit, I don't know if there are any Roman baths in London.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your
You're supposed to put the bodies in the ice room, not the steam room.
I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
God damn it, Lestrade. This is simple stuff. Tell me about the suspects.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
I'll be the judge of
we
that.
shall see.
Thank you for your analysis, Lestrade.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Interesting.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Oh, really? So according to Wikipedia, the Roman baths on Strand Lane is a real place dating to the 1600s. Originally part of a cistern. Interesting. I have been to a Roman baths in the town called Bath, actually, which is pretty good.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Well, next, I think first we will speak to this fine young man, Mr. Phillips. Hello.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Okay, so again, for those just joining us from the host, this is one of the mechanics in the game where you start a conversation with a new character and you analyze them top to bottom, picking out different features about them. Oh yeah, the water in Bath is rank. As we were going into the actual like bath house area, there were basically signs everywhere saying "Do not touch the water. This is just like stagnant, old, repugnant crap water." They didn't drain it out and replace it with new stuff. They've left it as is for historical purposes, and it's just it's scummy. There's just stuff floating on it and everything, like algae and all sorts. It's disgusting. Anyway, let's have a look. He has light wrinkles, so we can kind of get an idea of his age. He has a starched collar, so he's fastidious. A scissor cut. He grooms himself, lives alone. Oh. Shiny buttons. This guy takes kind of, apart from cutting his own hair, he takes some pride in his appearance. He's very professional. He's got a crest here as well, look. He's from Manchester. Alright then. Well, he did it, as we all know. He's from Manchester. Oh, he's a shady one. That's it, yeah, he's the doorman. So, I mean, he takes some good pride in his appearance, which is good, because that's the first person the customer sees. And he has a telegram in his pocket. Tell me what happened, young man.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything
No,
to
it's
be
not,
perfect.
is it?
They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Maybe he's a Manchester fan. But yeah, this is a definite southern accent. There's no Manchester in there. I don't detect a hint of Mancunian.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Maybe it's north of Oxford. Yeah, I mean, I'm detecting a little bit more on the western side as well, like Shropshire, in that to me. I don't know. Sherlock's hair is almost in the front, and that's funny. Yeah. Okay, so this guy basically shows up, checks the brazier was still burning, opened the steam room up, and then went out. And when he came back, everyone was in, and then he was unable to get in. So they had to pick the lock.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you very much. So... Exitus. I believe that's ancient Roman for exit.